Yo, 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 and welcome to Across the Hobby, where this week, like every week, we look at the biggest items that sold last week, the biggest items that will sell this week, the biggest auctions this week, and we share a little bit of hobby notes and news and those types of things. And by we, I mean I. I am your producer. I am your speaker. I am your everything in this. It's just me and you, and going through cards of the week. How are you guys? Hope you guys are well. You get the dressed up Adam today. I know it's a little bit weird, a little bit different, but that's how it is today. So let's jump right into it by looking at the biggest items that sold last week across the hobby. All right, we're going to start off with a few very interesting sales from last night at Fanatics Collect. So there's two cards here that sold for the exact same amount, and I want to highlight them. Actually, there's three cards that sold for the same amount. Let's include the Ohtani in this. Super interesting. Okay, all three of the cards sold for $40,800. You have the Steph Curry from the most recent Eminence. That is a tag from his laundry tag. As I showed on my Instagram, you can use this code that's on here to see what game the jersey that this tag is from, which is very cool. Steph had 19 points and 3 3-pointers that game. We have the second year number pieces for LeBron James, the 2004 number pieces, horizontal card, great big autograph, one color patch, lots of holofoil, brilliant card in person, limited to 23. And then the Shohei Ohtani 50/50 orange refractor, which is numbered to 25, has a piece of the uniform and has an autograph and is serial number to 25. All three of them sold for $40,800. It's interesting as you look at these three cards to sort of try to figure out which of these three you would like to have the most in your collection, or what do you think the coolest piece is. I would point you to a couple things here that I think are interesting. So number one, look at the number of watchers here. A lot more people watching the Ohtani than watching the Steph or the LeBron. I think that's interesting. Ohtani's obviously been a hot name, and that sort of shows up in the numbers here, but also interesting that the LeBron was higher than the Steph. Eminence historically, and trust me, nobody knows this better than me, Eminence historically has not always had a great following. Sometimes people don't like the cards are thicker, although this year the cards aren't as thick. Sometimes people don't like the autographs are streaky because they were in gold for the first year. This year they were all in blue. I personally like the thicker cards because I think it makes them different, and I love the gold ink because that makes it feel like a very different card. But Eminence is sort of this year become more like the other products a little bit. You can still see that it's Eminence. It still has a big logo on the front of it, but I digress. My point here would be interesting Steph card, but $40,800 is, in my opinion, a lot of money for this card. I'm not saying it's a bad buy. Let's talk about why it sells for as much as it does, or why it sold for as much as it did. It's number 3 out of 3. So while this one's out of 23 and this one's out of 25, there's only 3 of this card. I do think that matters. Do you think it matters? I think it does. But the LeBron is a name that we know. It's from Exquisite. It's from the second year. It's from the number pieces. It's always interesting to compare two cards like this that are sort of the same price, but so different in so many different ways. And it's funny, as I look at the three cards, I came into this sort of feeling like maybe the Steph's the one that I feel like is the most overpriced, but the Steph's also the one that I would want in my collection the most. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe the $40,800 is exactly right. If we scroll up, we can see the three cards that sold for more. Obviously, a big 1/1 Ohtani. You've got to love this Cade Cunningham 1/1 with the Nike swoosh. And then, of course, green kabooms sell for a lot every time. Go down the third row, and another one of the cards that was on my watch list this week, only being watched by 88 people, but the Victor Wembanyama black gold from Decca. This is going to come in later in the episode in a really interesting way, I promise. This is numbered out of 5. It's PSA 9. Sold for $38,400, and you'll find out why very quickly, why that's as important as it is. And there's a couple other things that I just want to highlight, and then we'll move on in the episode. So this Shaq and this MJ were two of my other cards that I was really watching. I put them on my four card story, and just asked the question, which of these 4 cards do you think will sell for the most? Also on that story was the Wemby. That was the one that I thought would sell for the most, and it did sell for the most. These are 2 of the other 3 cards that were up there. And I think that the vast majority of people thought that the Jordan would sell for the most here. And it did. It sort of sold for more than the Shaq. Didn't sell for as much as the Wemby. Sold for more than the Shaq. But I'll tell you what, the vast majority of people thought that Jordan would be way more expensive than this Shaq, and it ended up only finishing $600 higher. Wow, that's interesting. Why? Okay, the Jordan is playing days. Shaq is not. Okay, these are two really different weird cards to compare, by the way. I get that, but follow me to the punchline here a little bit. The Jordan is from the very first year of serial numbered platinum cards, ultra platinum, that is. Shaq is from the second year of of Prism Golds. The Shaq is a PSA 10 and the Jordan is a PSA 5. And as much as people will say over and over and over again, buy the card, not the grade, and as much as people will say over and over and over again, playing days is what matters most, sometimes you have these situations where you look and you go, that doesn't make all the sense in the world. And it's true. It doesn't always make the most sense in the world, but a lot of times it just comes down to rarity. The fact that this is a pop one gold Shaq, the fact that it's really like the first 2013 gold Prism Shaq I think that we've ever seen at auction, the fact that there's only 10 of them, those things all add up to having more significance in a lot of collectors' minds than even the GOAT, even playing days, and even being one of the first serial numbered cards. Now, if it's me and my collection, I'm going to the Jordan all day long, but I do see why the Shaq sold for more. Okay, there's a lot more things to cover here, but we're going to move on from Fanatics to last week. Another card that we focused on a lot, guys, the Jrue Holiday. I did tell you guys, I did warn you guys this would be an interesting auction. Made a reel about this one, talked about here on the show a couple times. Some people, I had a couple people message me and say, gosh, were you shocked to see what that sold for? I was not. This is the best Jrue Holiday card in the world. That autograph is fantastic. Compare it to future autographs. The logo man, the fact that it's the parallel from the regular NTRPA. This is the best card for a given player. Their first logo man autograph. A lot of people feel that. It's not just me. A lot of people feel that. And so I did have a couple of friends who told me that they were interested in watching to see what it would sell for. A couple of people who were interested in buying it, and it went for more than those friends. It went to another friend. Congratulations to Brent Wire. I don't know how to say Brent's last name. Deep Value on Instagram. A massive, massive card. It's just not every day you get to add a guy who I think is going to be in the Hall of Fame, add his best card to your collection. So massive congrats to Brent. Golden had a number of really interesting items that sold, but I just wanted to highlight this Wemby right here. We talked about it a lot last week. It's PSA 10. It's the first card from National Treasures. It's number 20 out of 99. PSA 10, super low pop, $6,700, which is a lot of money, but compared to what other Wemby's cards are selling for, it is very little. To me, this is a far cooler card than the majority of the big money Wemby's that I see out there. It's cooler than any of the inserts, cooler than any of the other cards that are than the vast majority of Panini cards. Why? Because it's such an important brand. It's the first card from the set, even though there's a patch version later on that's not from a game used jersey. That's not from a worn jersey. This is the better card, in my opinion. It is the rookie card. It is the first card of the base set. Even though those patches are selling for more, I think this is a vastly better card. I did not buy it. If I was a big Wemby guy, though, man, I would love that. I just worry about Wemby getting hurt. Okay, so we're going to cut that short this week as far as like the biggest items that sold last week. If you're not watching on my Instagram, make sure you check out my top 50 countdown. Today, I showed off my 1986 Fleer set that I put together from the time I was 9 years old to when I was like 16 years old. Definitely check that out and check out everything that I'm doing over there. I think that you'll like it. The other thing I want to say is a lot of people will get into this and they'll say, hey, what do you think about this such and such card? Make sure, if you're not already, follow me on my Instagram at TheReal27 Guy, specifically for the top 10 posts related to these auctions. After I do this today, I will jump on and I will do my MC Sports Cards top 10 post of the week. I do it every Monday. At least I try to. Some Mondays I don't get to it, but I try to. And I try to do that for all of the major auctions. If there's an auction house that's missing that you wish that I was doing, let me know. But I try to do them all. Always read the write-ups below as well. I include those there so that you can see sort of why I think the cards are as interesting as they are. And I'm not telling you, by the way, go buy these cards. I'm telling you why I think they're interesting. So some of the stories that are out there I think are good. And then the last thing is the book. Today, I'm going to put in the order for the book. The order for the print copies for those of you who have ordered bulk print copies. So that happens today. And then after that, I think in the next week, you'll have the opportunity to go out and buy. This is the 25 and 25 book, by the way, the 25 most iconic cards of the first 25 years of the century. To just back up a little bit, if you haven't been paying attention on my social media over the course of the last several months, by polling the community, we were able to create a survey, and then re-polling the community, we were able to create, between me and GemRate, a countdown of the 25 most iconic cards of the century. And as I said before that, we were able to create a whole survey of 135 cards that people had on their list. I think if you are interested in seeing what the results of that are, I think that you're going to love the book. I think you're going to love the book in general if you're a card guy. We're talking about something that is going to present really well, not only like on a coffee table, but in a card shop or just in any place that you want to be able to show, like, this is what has happened in the world of cards over the course of the last 25 years. Tons of images. We're going to keep the price super cheap. Printing is tough, and so we've kept it as cheap as we can. Thank you for the large number of sponsors that have made it possible. So definitely check that out. All right, let's jump from there now into the biggest items ending this week. And as always, we're going to start out with MC Sports Cards. Reminder, the MC Sports Cards has a major auction ending every Monday, okay? Every single Monday. So we're going to start out today with this Joe DiMaggio. I'll move some stuff around here on my desk as I do that. We start out with this Joe DiMaggio, one of the cards from one of the most recognizable and important baseball sets from the era. So 1948 Leaf is largely known because it is, because I think a lot of people think of it as like one of the best looking sets of all time. And DiMaggio, along with Ted Williams and Jackie Robinson, and a number of other guys, it is, these are some of the best known players from the set. And for DiMaggio, it's one of his best known cards, even though this was not his heyday. In fact, I'm not even sure it was DiMaggio. I should know this. How long did DiMaggio play for? Anybody know? Joe DiMaggio stats. Let's check this. He played till 1951, so he was very much an active player at this point. But I would point you to this card and highlight a few things that I think are really interesting about it. This card is well centered for the set. This card has great edges and corners for the set. But if you compare the card in its color to other cards, to other DiMaggios within the set, that's where you're going to find even more variation. Remember, 1948 or 49 Leaf was not Topps. This is not a product that was produced in mass. There aren't as many of these that were produced. And so as they created the different colors, sometimes they used not quite as much color as they did on other times, and they mixed the four main colors to create all of the colors. So sometimes these look really different. And you're going to find DiMaggios that look really different than this, have super different color. So figure out whether it's the sort of color that you like. Look at all of the differences in the card. What I think you're going to find is one of the nicest DiMaggio cards out there. And that's why it's sitting as high as it is. I don't have any idea what it'll sell for, but it's one of the nicer DiMaggio cards that you'll see out there. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Let me know what you think of the color and how it compares to other stuff. The next card from MC that I want to hit is this Eminence SGA. Whether you like it or not, he's the MVP, he's a champion, and man, he is just, they're playing amazingly. They look like they're going to go take the championship again, and maybe the only team that can get in their way is the Nuggets. I just question whether they'll be able to stay healthy. But that autograph is just phenomenal. An Arsenal soccer rookie, Bukayo Saka, PSA 10. Don't know the story here, but I know it's numbered out of 99. It says it's a rookie card and it's a PSA 10. Magic limited logo from 2006. Not the most popular year of limited logos from my perspective, but a lot of people really like it. In fact, let me change how I said that. It's not the aesthetically the best one from my perspective because I'd rather have this be holofoil, but I know a lot of people who feel like this is really one of the best years. If you're not holofoil sensitive, it's easier to take this and the 05 set as the best of the limited logos. Do yourself a favor, figure out how many total limited logos Magic Johnson cards there are. Might make you more interested in that card. As far as Hideo Nomo goes, you're not going to find an earlier card that's as limited as this one. Numbered to 30, it's a PSA 5, which certainly hurts the value. But again, if you're a collector who's not after just, high grade stuff, and this is very much my wheelhouse, I think this is as good as it gets. You want to be able to find the card not always in the highest grade because you want to be able to save on money. And that's exactly what this example is here. My question is, and we're going to go check out our first card ladder moment of the day here. I want to go see when the last time was that a 96 Mirror Gold Nomo sold. I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring it up on the screen in just 1 second. So Mirror Gold Nomo 1996. Okay, so actually been a few recently. So we saw one in July, we saw one in May, and then we hadn't seen one for 3 years before that. Oh, and it was a 5. Boy, isn't that interesting? There was a 5 that sold for $2,700, BGS 5, in an old holder back in 2022. Then we didn't see one for a few years. We see an 8 sell for $2,300, and then a 9 sell for $2,800. One with MC and one with Heritage. So it sets the stage really for this one to sell low. That's my opinion. And that's the best thing. Again, this is, to me, this is ideal if you're a collector. Here's this 5. This 5 sold in 2019 for just over $1,000. I'm not sure it gets there again, but it's the same copy. Let's see what number. What does it end with here? Ends in 86. I'll bet it's the same one. I'm wrong. It is not the same one. But it is the same grade. Another 5 doesn't end in 86. The last time that one of these sold, it sold for $1,000. But because of what these last 2 sold for, right? And a 9 and an 8, I'm not so sure this gets back there. And again, if you're a rare Nomo collector, I think you take advantage here. You might want to take advantage here. You might want to say, hey, this sold, fairly recently a couple times. Maybe that gives me an opportunity to buy it. Because maybe the big Nomo collectors sort of got out of the way. It's gonna be worth looking at. Okay, let's go back here. Big Caitlin Clark, big John Morant from 2020. The Star Swatch signatures at $1,100. Jason Tatum Contenders rookie ticket, almost $800. Griffey 95 in a PSA 10. This is the gold. This is the gold select certified, $1,148. Big Pele autograph. Oh, I love that signature. Man, I love that signature. Check that out. Really fills that area. That's a beautiful card. Sometimes I just say that quick. I just get moving. Like, Pele is one of the guys in soccer that people really care about. People think about him as the GOAT. It's only recently where people are like, it's definitely Messi. But historically, Pele is like he's been considered by many the greatest player of all time. So if you want his autograph, I think you probably don't want a sticker. You probably want one that displays really well. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. I know that Topps 5-star may not be everybody's favorite brand, but look at this. It's giant. You won't find many autographs on any cards that fill the card the way that one does. I really like it. That might go on my top 10 this week. I do see another card that will go on my top 10 this week. This LeBron is 100% going to go there. The Wemby autograph, Michael Jordan Pop 3 Gold Spectrum out of Sweet Shot. Buzelis Eminence RPA. He's on fire. The Bulls have had a very strong start to the season and have definitely impressed. A Mark Hamill signed printing plate. That's pretty cool. Oh, a Jerry West 62 Cons wieners. He does have some that are made before this, some other Cons, but every time a Cons pops up, especially in a 6.5. Yeah, I love this card. We're going to talk about that one for a second. Jalen Brunson Horizontal, numbered to 25. A Maxi Flawless RPA. Peyton Manning, really nice, immaculate. Oh, you've got to love this Tiger. I've never seen this card. This is reminiscent of the 2002 SP Game Used basketball set. It's the same design. I didn't know that this card existed. Let's talk about that one a little bit. There's a Kobe from that set that I've wanted for the longest time, but it never pops up. Oh, Dalton Connect, huh? Dalton Connect, Eminence Championship tag auto. Really an interesting RPA. He's not part of any of those 17, but that's still a really cool card. Derrick Rose, really neat curtain call autograph as his career comes to an end. Call to Arms, really rare baseball insert. Another great Nomo. Looks like somebody's probably selling a couple big Nomos, big Nomo collectors selling a couple at the same time, I would guess. Grant Hill PSA 4, the final card in the credentials set. Kevin Durant Ultimate Collection rookie, the only autograph the only rookie that he has that's tougher than this. Actually, there's two. There's the Chronology out of 99 and then the Exquisite out of 99. Oscar 1.5 on the cons. Ooh, we got to talk about this one too, though. Might put both of those on my top 10 countdown. I love this Larry Bird. Man, somebody sold a big Larry Bird with MC last week too, limited logos. I like this one better. This is the one with the Hall of Foil, the 04. I just think it's the best looking autograph patch set ever. And then a Chamberlain 7. Let's see if there's anything else here towards the end. I love this Duncan. For a long time, this was the only real amazing Tim Duncan autograph. I mean, there's the autographics. There's some other ones that are good, but this one from Topps with his championship and his MVP, finals MVP trophy, those were really like his best cards. This Vince Carter from the first 1-in-1 set. Oh, this is the green out of 5. That's really interesting. I want to look at card ladder on that one and see what that one's done in the past. SGC 9 on that Wilt. Do some research. I think you're going to find that this is one of the toughest 9s of Wilt Chamberlain's career. It might be the toughest, actually. It's going to be between this, the 69, and the 61. None of them are easy, though. A 9.5 on the Rubies MJ. The Vince Carter, 1-of-1. Is this the black? Oh, interesting. This is the black. It's called black, even though the card has not a bit of black on it. All right, and that's going to be it that for this week for MC. Let's look at each of these cards individually. So this will be one of my this will probably be my favorite card of the week for MC. And the reason is really simple. And this is a card, and you're probably looking at going, why in the world does Adam like this card so much? Well, in 2003, the LeBron James rookie card world was super popular, right? In 2003, everyone wanted the biggest LeBron James rookie cards. And this one was a card that most people didn't know existed. Why didn't people know that it existed? It's because Skybox LE was sort of it was not a low-end brand. In fact, I would say it's probably the highest of the Skybox brands. If I remember right, there were only a couple cards per pack. But pulling a rookie out of this product was really difficult. See, while Upper Deck had gotten into the numbered rookies and had really done super well with that, Fleer Skybox was still trying to figure that out, and they decided to make one rarest rookie card to sort of compete with Exquisite. Well, you probably know that it didn't end up really working in terms of how well it competed with the Exquisite, because although this card is numbered to 99, most people don't even know it exists. There are versions that are out of 150. There are versions that are numbered out of 25, 75. There's all these different versions. The one out of 99 is the true rookie. This is the unparalleled straight up base card from the set. And it is just as rare as an Exquisite LeBron James rookie card. So whenever somebody says that's the rarest true rookie LeBron, and they talk about the Exquisite card, you can accurately say that there is another card that is just as rare, and it is this one. And they are the two rarest true rookie LeBrons. Now, some people don't care about that anymore. Some people are like, well, the parallel is just as good, blah, blah, blah. That might be the case. But if you just want to know what the rarest LeBron James rookie cards are, unparalleled, there's only 2, and they're tied for 90. They're tied. They're each numbered to 99. It's this and the Exquisite RPA. This will not sell for what an Exquisite RPA sells for. And if you look at Card Ladder, you'll see that's the case. You'll also see it doesn't move very often. The one out of 150 moves fairly often, but the one out of 99, I think people know what I just said. That's the story. It's super interesting. Okay, so this Jerry West. I want to talk about this one briefly because It's pop 1 with only 4 higher. But most importantly, it's such an amazing card. Most importantly, you've got to know this. Jerry West played during the era where there just are not a lot of cards. In 1957, Topps made cards before Jerry West came into the league. Then 1961, Jerry West was in the league and they made his rookie card and his inaction card. And then Jerry West didn't get another card until 69 Topps. So Jerry West has cards from 61, main cards from 61, that's his Fleer rookie. 69, his tall boy Topps. 70, his second tall boy Topps. 71 with the bubble letters. 72 with the slanty letters. 73, that's the set that a lot of people don't like. And then 74 with the name on the side. And that's his final card. Does he have the 75? He might have a 75. I don't know if he has a 75. Anyway, that's it for main issue Jerry West cards. What's also interesting is that West does not have a lot of oddball-y type cards. This you could describe as an oddball card. This came out of Conn's Wieners. It's self-explanatory. This is a hot dog brand. The card is not a normal sized card. It's sort of their own unusual cut card. What I can tell you definitively is this. There are a few big Lakers collectors that view the Conn's Jerry West cards as his creme de la creme, his best, most awesome pieces to get, especially the high grade copies. Now, this is not the highest grade, but it is a pop 1 only for higher. And that puts it in really rare air, especially where it's a 6.5. Again, it's a pop 1. It's one of the 5 highest copies of this card in existence. I will say definitively that there are older cards of Jerry West that are Conn's cards that are more valuable because, again, there's ones that were made before his 1961 Fleer card. But 1962, this one's very, very rare. And to me, I know it's sitting very low. It's one of the most interesting cards in this auction for sure. This Tiger Woods, I just want to show you guys this. We're going to use Card Ladder to do this real quick. If we go to 2002 SP Game Used Auto Patch, you're going to see we're going to sort by highest. Maybe it's 2001. No, it's 2002. I'm right. So you've got these Jordans all here. I've owned a Jordan. What I've never owned is a Kobe, and that's what I would love to get my hands on. Should have bought this one right here. This one that Fanatics collect. So check out this design. Now, after you check out that design, check out this design. See, it's the same thing. It is the same design. You can see down like even in the slants around the card, the name up here. It is the same. It is the same design. The artwork of Tigers was out of 25, but with Tigers, just fantastic signature. Now, my question though is that a sticker? And it might be a sticker. Let's see if we can figure it out. It is a sticker. Gosh, isn't that a shame? I hate to say that, but it is. It's a shame that it's a sticker. So if you can look past the sticker, if that's not the most important thing for you, what it is just about everything you could ever want out of a Tiger Woods card. It's a glorious design. It is a fantastic autograph. I mean, trademark, perfect Tiger autograph. The great piece from I'm assuming an event used shirt. Let's see what it says here on the back. As having been worn in a golf tournament by the featured player, and the autograph was signed in the presence of UDC. And then it says how old Tiger was when he was victorious at Augusta in 2019 for the fifth time. It is just a tremendous piece. And it's sitting as low as it is right now, 100%, because it's a sticker autograph. But again, I'm not a sticker guy. Nobody is. But I think sometimes we throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to the sticker. There's so much going for this card outside that. I really like it. It'll definitely be on my top 10 pieces of the week. And that is going to, no, it's not. There's a couple more ones for MC. So the West I highlighted because of its condition. The condition on this one is not as nice on this Oscar, but there's something very important about this card, guys. And that is that this card actually predates his 61 Fleer card. That's right. This is the 1960 Cons Wieners. Oscar Robertson. You can see with the same thing, compliments of Cons, the wiener the world awaited. Yeah, I absolutely love this piece, and I'll try to show you guys why here. So if we come back to, so I'm in Card Ladder now, but we're gonna open up something else. We're gonna open up Gem Rate, and when we go to Gem Rate, we're gonna find something here that's gonna be really cool on this. So check this out. You click on Universal Search, and you type in 1960 Oscar. You're going to see that SGC has graded the Cons 10 times. See, it's interesting. They've got it down for 10, and then they've got it down for 3. I wonder if there's 2 Oscar cards from Cons. PSA is graded it 32 times, and Beckett has graded it once. Now, my question is there an earlier Cons Oscar? And there might be. Maybe there's not, guys. Maybe this is the earliest one. There's another way to check this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it real quick. So if you go to PSA and you click on research. I might have forgotten how to do this real quick. Let's try. I know I can figure it out, but since I'm doing it recording, I'm not sure I can. All right, I paused that for just a second because I wanted to be able to find this, and I found it for you. So if you go to the PSA site and you go to the pop and you just start typing, you're going to get a numerical, sort of like an alphabetized, but chronological list of like the earliest Oscar Robertson things. So 1958, there is this ticket. It's North Carolina versus Cincinnati, and it says Oscar Robertson integrates the South. That's a ticket. And then also in 1960, there's another ticket, a ticket stub. And then in 1960, there is this Cons Wieners Oscar Robertson card. And that's his first card in existence. It's his only card from 1960, guys. If you scroll down here, you can see, again, there's 31 of these that have been graded by PSA. And I think I remember it saying 32 total. Yep, there's one right here that was graded with an autograph. It's a 1.5. But as far as the card, straight up, his earliest card, there's only 31 graded by PSA. This one, I believe, was a 1.5. Yeah, it's higher than the Authentics and the PSA ones. It is not the best conditioned Oscar Robertson in the world. There's no question about that. It is also his earliest card. And he's in an NBA uniform. A lot of people would say that is his rookie card. Is it a main issue? No. Is it regional? Is it a food produced card? Yes. But it is his earliest card. Guys, I have a no oversized card rule in my collection. Otherwise, I would be bidding on this card tonight. It is fantastic. That is a wonderful example and something that I'll absolutely be highlighting in my top 10 with MC. Okay, Vince Carter. I just want to just have a quick moment with this one on Card Ladder. Vince Carter, 1-and-1 auto. I suspect if we do that and then we sort by highest ever, we're going to see a lot of this type of card here at the top, the 2019, just because everybody loved this set when it came out. It's weird that we're not getting all the pictures, though. Isn't that weird? I wonder why that's happening. Huh. Well, let's put in 2019 as well. Gets us down to 78. That's interesting. Not sure why that's happening. And we can see the 15 out of 35. I don't know if that's the same card. Super weird that we're not getting images. But it sold for $4,211. Maybe because they all sold on eBay. And then this one right here, number 10, sold for $3,850. Then there's a PSA 10. It's the regular one, sold for $3,500. Have we ever seen one that's out of 5 sell? Let's try this and see if it gets us anything. Nothing. Really interesting, guys. Is this? Yeah, 1 out of 5. That big autograph, 7 and an 8. It's in 1913. It is not going to end at 1913. At least I could be wrong, but given how high these have sold before in the less rare forms, these other cards, they're not as rare, and they're selling for pretty big numbers. And I get it. It's not a PSA 10, but I think we're going to see a pretty big number out of this one tonight. That's one to watch tonight for sure, guys. Okay, that is going to be it for MC. Let's move on now to hoodies, and we're going to need to take some real time on hoodies this week. And the reason why is that it is hoodies high-end auction number 15. Their monthly auction that are ending. And as you look here, you can see they're 6 days away, less than a week. Next Sunday, we're going to see all of these big cards selling. It looks like they're all on the same day. So we're sorted from highest to lowest right now. You can see right at the top, we have this Michael Jordan autograph out of Exquisite. This is from the 06 Enshrinements set. I'll give you guys a little bit of history on that set here in just a second. And then I want to look at this Ken Griffey Jr. Superfractor. We're going to have a card ladder moment with that one too. This Kobe Bryant, I'll tell you guys a little bit about that one here in just a second. Shohei Ohtani 2020 Archive signature. I don't see the signature on there. Oh, yes, I do. It's right there. And guess what? It's a Gem 10 with a 9 autograph. Walter Johnson autograph. I believe he's a member of the first Hall of Fame class. And a really rare cut signature. It's numbered at 14 here. One of the earlier cut signatures. Those earlier cut signatures, we've definitely seen an increase in love for those over the last couple years. And it's not shocking given how tough they are to come by. We've got this Luka Black, but not the black 1/1, but the Black Velocity. Great looking card. I love the rated rookies. I love the 2018 optic. I love it because it's that logo is iconic, but I just like the card more than I like the Prism. I do. I've always liked it more. 2004 Chief Bender. I need to know his story. This card's at $3,100, and I don't know the Chief Bender story. If you know the details or a few details, I'd love to hear those in the comments. I used to own this T-Mac. Mine was in a BGS 7.5. When I see a PSA 6, and I used to own the 7.5, it makes me wonder if it's the same copy. $3,000 for that. Hey, we just saw a Tracy McGrady PMG from the year prior. It was green, sell for more than any Tracy McGrady card ever has. How about that? So cool to see this one pop up near the same time. One of the best looking Jordan cards, I think, in existence, the 96 Rose Zero in a PSA 9. A gold Kaboom of Bronny. That's an interesting card, and it'll be a fun one to watch in terms of what it sells for. The LeBron James quad game used. The Shohei autograph. Jackson Dart. Horizontal Kaboom. Kobe dual autograph. We've got to check that. I'm guessing that one's on a sticker. It looks like it probably is, but we need to double check. The Elite, Donruss Elite Steph autograph out of $4.99. One of his few autographed rookie cards. Very difficult to insert to pull. This is the Superstar Ultra Abilities. That's the highest version of this insert. There were 3 different versions of the insert. This is easily the toughest, and that Superstar is made with felt on the card. It's a very unusual feeling to the card. And then one of the more interesting cards in the auction, the Walter Payton autographed rookie card. A Tim Duncan 1-in-1 game-used Logoman tag. Not the Logoman, the full-on Logoman, but a tag. Another tag Logoman, this time of Kevin Durant when he was with the Nets. A LeBron James, Kobe Bryant Topps card in gem mint conditions at $1,000. Wow. Antoine Walker, PMG champ. There is a PSA 10 out there of this one. This one is an 8. Obviously, 10 would be just crazy. Iverson autograph from 2009. I think that's on sticker too, but a great card nonetheless. Shaq from the most recent Eminence. This is the laundry tag autograph, number 1/1. Tamani Kamara. I should have looked at that one closer, actually. Let me go look at this Kamara real quick. He's got some of the real stats, guys. Love Kamara. And remember, Hoodies is based in Oregon, so sometimes we see some of the best Oregon cards listed by them. So yeah, some of the best Portland cards, I should say, listed by them. This is the Black Mosaic. So the Black Mosaic rookie, that is a big, big card for him. I don't know if there's more cards in this set than just one. I think there might be. That's worth looking at. I mean, this is just a huge auction. Go, guys. Marshall Faulk, 97 star rubies. That's the first numbered rubies. Kobe and Abdul-Jabbar, two of the all-time Lakers on card. The autograph is faded. They're both still there, but they're not ideal. With that said, go look at the last time one of these sold. I don't remember one of those selling for a while. In fact, I might want to check that real quick. It's an interesting pairing. And two of the greatest like longevity guys ever. Pee Wee Reese, bat barrel, very unusual card to see. Trae Young out of the most recent eminence. Another very recent flawless card of Oscar Thompson. The gold refractor of Kevin Durant. Yeah, a lot of big stuff in this auction, guys. A lot of big stuff. Let's do one more page here, see if anything else really jumps out at us. But we're down to the lower dollar cards at this point, at least in this auction. And who knows what they will actually sell for, but at this point, they've been bid up to less than $200. Okay, let's go look at these 6 or 7 cards real quick. So Michael Jordan, 2006, Exquisite Enshrinements. Autograph looks great. Autograph is graded a 10. You can see here on the back, and autograph was, and the card was graded. It was graded a while ago, maybe 5 years ago ish, maybe a little bit longer, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. So 2006 Enshrinements. So Enshrinements did not exist in 2003, the first year of Exquisite. Then they made them in 04 and in 05, and the autographs are on holofoil. They're some of my nicest, some of my favorites ever. This one is not on holofoil. Okay. And I don't think that's as nice, but what I will tell you is that as far as exquisite autographs of Michael Jordan, there are not many nicer cards than this in existence. So I personally would take the year ahead of this and the year ahead of that as far as the autograph. But if you don't want the autograph on holofoil, and I realize not everybody's like me. Not everybody likes their autographs on the holofoil. That's a different look. If you want a straight up Jordan autograph on an exquisite card and you don't want it on holofoil, there aren't many options. In fact, there are very, very few options. I think you'd be shocked. How many autograph-only Michael Jordan cards are there in 2003 Exquisite? I think the answer is 0. They're all autograph patches. In 04, there's just those autograph enshrinements that are on holofoil. And I think that's the same with 05. This, I believe, is the first autograph not on holofoil exquisite Michael Jordan card ever made. I believe that's the case. So graded an 8.5. Autograph looks good. Most importantly, the autograph has been well preserved and kept out of the light. So I love this card. Love it. That'll be one to watch this week for sure. Will definitely go on my top 10. I might even do a piece on it. And then really what's going to be one of the most interesting stories for you guys to hear, I think. So this Griffey from 2010 Topps Chrome is a superfractor, obviously, and it's a huge, huge card, and you know that the second you see it. What you might not know or remember is something I'm about to show you guys real quick. So if we go Ken Griffey Jr., superfractor, Topps Chrome, and we hit enter, we're going to get 28 results. We're not going to sort by price, though. We're going to sort by date sold. And when we do that, when we scroll down here, you're going to see something interesting. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. I thought that you would see this, but now I'm not seeing it. What I wanted to show you guys was that we had seen... let's try this. Was it Bowman Chrome? No, I know there was a Topps Chrome superfractor of Griffey. Okay, maybe they were both Bowman Chrome. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I thought that there were some Topps Chromes, guys. I must be crazy. I'm probably going crazy. Well, here they both are. This is basically what I was thinking of, but just a little bit different. So I became aware of this because I create content for hoodies. Occasionally, I became aware that there was a single seller or a single owner of multiple Ken Griffey Jr. Chrome superfractors when he was a member or when he was still an active player. And I think, are they all when he was a Mariner, or maybe this one's from when he was with the Reds? Nope, this one's when he was a Mariner too. So Mariner Griffey, and then you can see this one. Sorry, I'm in the wrong place, guys. you can see this one right here from when he was a Mariner. And then if you look at his stats, this is really interesting, but if you look at Ken Griffey Jr.'s stats, you're going to find, obviously he starts his career out with the Mariners, plays with them forever, moves over to the Reds, has a great long 9-year career with the Reds, and then goes to the White Sox for a year, and then finishes out his career in 2009 and 2010 with the Mariners. So here's what's really interesting, guys. And sorry to belabor this, but super interesting. So Ken Griffey Jr. has superfractors starting in 2004, like everybody else, in Bowman Chrome and Topps Chrome, maybe in some other products, but those are the two main ones. And most of them are with the Reds, right? Because he's with the Reds from 2004 to 2008 or 2007. Then he's got the year of the White Sox. And then he has 2 years where he has superfractors in a Mariners uniform, and he's still an active player. Well, we know that there's Topps Chrome and Bowman Chrome. Those are the main ones, right? Well, this same guy owned 3 of them. He owned the Bowman Chrome from 2010. He owned the Bowman Chrome from 2009. And then he owns the Topps Chrome from 2010. And you can see, I mean, on his first 2 sales, guys, he made $35,000, $36,000 on those 2 cards. And the question I think worth asking is, what do we expect more out of? Do we expect more out of Topps Chrome or out of Bowman Chrome? For rookies today, Bowman Chrome wins by a mile. But I don't know that that's the case when it comes to veterans. I know that for basketball, Topps Chrome is by far preferred over Bowman Chrome. It's not even in the same world, especially on ultra high-end rare parallels like this. Topps Chrome is always been considered far better. In fact, Bowman Chrome as a big basketball guy is sort of, I don't want to call it an afterthought, but it basically is. You know, look at all of the important card lists or iconic card lists. Bowman Chrome is never on those lists. It's always Topps Chrome. But for basketball, but for baseball and for rookies, we know that that's not the case. So this will be one of the most interesting cards to watch this week for sure. You know, whenever you see something like this pop up, I would just tell people, I don't know if this is a $10,000 card or if this is a $100,000 card. It's just a huge, huge piece. And it's neat to see it. It's neat to see it up. Card number 28, I believe it's just the main issue card in the set, just like these other 2 cards were. It's not that there's like a million Griffies. Like that is the one Griffey, I believe. Make sure to double check, but I believe that's the one Griffey from the 2010 set. And then, you know, you can see it's a super. You can see the 1 of 1 on the back. See, at this point, he was a designated hitter. Man, it's just awesome. Definitely one of my favorite cards of the week. All right, this Kobe, Black Mamba Moments. You can see the Hall foil on the jersey, 51 points at MSG. Card is numbered out of 10. So there are these Black Mamba Moments from the 2017 Eminent set. I was going to tell you about the Black Mamba Moments, but I want to keep going because I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna like hit this set real quick and then move on. 2017 is one of the most interesting products ever, because Panini said, okay, Kobe's out of the league now. We still have this popularity. Kobe's so popular. We still want to create something for him. And so they produced a Kobe only set. I didn't like that. Even as a Kobe guy, I didn't like that because I like it when cards go into a pack and you don't know who the player is who you're going to get out. When you get all Kobe, to me, it's sort of anticlimactic. But then after Kobe passed away, I sort of thought about it differently. I'm really glad they made this set. And I think that there's some of the nicer cards out there. I love the gold autographs. I love Eminence gold signatures, guys. I do. And I know that not everybody does, but they stand out as so different. And there are so many more blue autographs out there than there are gold. Some people say, I just think it skips. I don't think it looks good. I own a black autograph of Kobe Bryant that's out of the first Eminence, 2014 Eminence, and I love it, man. I think aesthetically it's as good as it gets. So, you know, if you want one, you're gonna have an easier time finding a 2017 Eminence than you are a 2014 Eminence Kobe, just because there's, you know, way more. But yeah, I really like that card. Little diamond in the card right there too. Okay, I wanted to check and make sure these are on stickers. You can see the way that this cuts off here. I would suspect that it is. It's weird, though. You don't really see the outline of the sticker, do you? But see how that autograph cuts off? That's sort of a sure sign that's a sticker. The reason that you see this little line right here. I believe I believe it's a sticker. It's just signed so well, so straight that it kind of has to be a sticker, I think. You should see something going off the sides or whatever. You can just make out a line, but I'm not really confident 100%. I'm pretty darn confident though, given how straight it is. And I think that's a line, right? But you know what? No, that's not the sticker line, because look, maybe I'm wrong here. See, this line goes all the way to the edge of the card. That's not a sticker line. I don't see any sort of vertical line. I do believe this is a sticker autograph though. What do you guys think? See, that thing right there being as straight as that is, it just tells me it's got to be a sticker. Tell me what you guys think. Go look up other auctions, other times that card has sold too. Okay, gotta look this one up, and you probably know why immediately. So Walter Payton's 1976 Topps is amongst the most iconic football cards ever made. In fact, when I administered this list for PWCC back in 2022, the Walter Payton came up as, I think it was right around number 20. I'm going to go find it real quick. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. How could I forget? My lucky number 27. Walter Payton's 1976 Topps card came in number 27 in terms of being the most iconic card of all time in 2022. And it's beloved. Walter Payton is beloved. And what makes this card different, obviously, is that autograph there. And so if we go to, don't we have PSA open? Yeah. Let's just do a PSA cert lookup. Move this over to my other screen real fast and go back to this one here. I'm going to just enter in the cert number, 811. Oh, apparently I forgot how to type. 811-35647. And when you do that, you're going to find it is Pop 2 with 15 higher graded. Guys, this is a huge card. This is a huge card. I didn't realize that his population was that low. Let's see how many of them are lower. I'm suspecting that there's going to be quite a few lower, but not like hundreds. Although there are 1,000. Here, let me show you guys this real quick. I know I'm off screen real quick. So there are almost 80,000 cards that have been graded from this set, and a lot of them are going to be Payton. How many are we going to guess are Payton? I'm going to guess like 8,000 Paytons have been graded. Man, I wasn't even close. It's twice my number. 17,000 Paytons have been graded. So 17,000 Paytons have been graded. How many autograph Paytons are there? It's going to be like 40. Gosh, 30, guys. Only 30. This is a big card. This is a really big card. Okay, now we got to check Card Ladder here. Give ourselves an expectation on what we think it's going to sell for. So we're going to go Walter Payton, 1976, PSA DNA. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we knew it was going to be big. This is a big card, guys. So this card sold at REA in an authentic holder for 32 grand. Now, autograph's bright blue. It's great and authentic. It's off-centered. Autograph's really nice and different. The autograph does go onto the face. Some people don't like that. Payton's face is really big here, obviously. Portrait takes up a lot of the card. But, man, this is a cool piece, guys. This, I mean, speaking, gosh, I'm all over the place here. Let's move this back over here. So that autograph, I mean, it's not, I like that it's in pen. It's got some streak to it. When I say streak, it's almost like it's a double line throughout. Like the inner part of the autograph is not as strong. Let's do this. Can we blow this up real big? See how like it's almost like two lines moving together the whole time? Some people that bothers. That does not bother me even a little bit. I just don't even care. What's a nicer card, this one or the one that sold at REA back in April? Amazingly, this is the only Walter Payton autograph to sell this year, this $32,000 one in the real boom of autographs. Then you have another authentic copy. Yeah, that's it's pretty rough, guys. And then you've got this one where he signed upside down, or like, mostly upside down. It's a nice card though, a real nice card. Really across his face. Nice autograph, but yeah, it's headed the wrong direction. That's not ideal. Gosh, even that one sold for $93,000 though. 93 grand. My goodness. Then this one, this is a Top Stars version. Man, guys, now we're back into the old days here. That's pretty crazy. Only 23 of them. What if we make this highest? Man, I'm going to tell you guys what. There's some people who don't want me talking about this card right now. Holy smokes. I mean, this is huge, guys. I know it's not perfect. It's got this little bit down here and here that's not perfect. I know that the autograph, you'd probably want it like here. But like, yeah, that's a really nice autograph. I know it's graded a 7. I like that it's in pen. The card could be a lot worse. Could I just take it for 5 times that right now? This card's going to sell for a lot, guys. That's going to be a fun one to watch. And then the Kobe Jabbar. Let's come in here. Kobe Jabbar SP auto. 34 of them. Okay. Price. Date sold. I just can't think of the last time I saw one. And look at this. One sold literally a few days ago on eBay with really blue autographs. This moves more frequently than I thought. My bad on that. Okay. So that will do it for hoodies for us for this week. Now we're going to take a few moments on Golden and Alt and Fanatics Collect and Card Hobby. Golden, we're going to start out as we typically do these days with Ohtani on top. 2018 clearly authentic autograph blue, number 25. A 2017 Ohtani rookie card. This is a black label out of Bowman Chrome Mega Box, and then a Messi Kaboom. Then we have the Topps Dynasty autograph patch from 2020. Panini, which remember is not licensed, but boy, they sure make some nice looking cards. Look at that Ohtani. That thing's freaking gorgeous. And then a Jordan signed blow up print. We also have a tag auto. Ooh, very interesting. Derrick Rose right here. Derrick Rose, if you don't know it, has a lot of big collectors, guys. And that may not be a true Logoman auto, but it is the tag. It is an autograph. It's also a 1-of-1, and it's got all the olive oil from Flawless. Watch that one. That'll be a really interesting auction. A black Topps, a black border Topps LeBron to 500. Don't scoff at that 8.5. On this card in particular, my suspicion is that's a pretty nice card. In fact, let's go consult our friends at GemRate. Where'd my GemRate window go? I had it open a few minutes ago. Here it is. We're going to bring it over here, put it next to the Golden tab, and we're going to just type in 2003 Topps LeBron Black. 241 have been graded. Watch this, guys. Of the 241, 0 gem mints, 0 pristines, 0 gem mints, 0 mint pluses. See, this is what I was talking about. 3.7% of the total graded are 9s. Guys, only 15.8% graded are 8.5s. That's it. We're talking about 19.5% total are in this grade or higher. So not only is this a really nice card, a really tough LeBron to find, number to 500, but it's a top 20 percentile when it comes to condition. Does that matter? It does matter. Speaking of nice LeBrons, this has got a really interesting story. Man, there's a lot of really interesting LeBrons up this week. Look at this one with J.R. Smith. We got to take a look at that one. I love this Kobe. This one's been well preserved. We see this card from time to time, and the autograph looks like crap, but this one's great. I say it looks like crap because a lot of them have been left out in the light. This one looks great. And then we'll go to page 2 while we wait for those to pop up. Wait, did they pop up? Sometimes Golden gives me a little bit of trouble when I try to drill in. You know what? It's not going to let me. That's okay. I was just going to say about these, this is a buyback autograph, and it always makes me laugh because there's 14 of these, but there's very few of these cards that were made in the first place. So a huge percentage of these ended up being bought back. This one right here, this duel with J.R. Smith's really cool because J.R. Smith and LeBron James have one of the most infamous moments together in NBA history that you have seen on a meme a million billion times. So it's cool that they signed together before they were even ever teammates. One of Kobe's very first autographs. That one's worth looking at. Ooh, grand finale, Grant Hill, number /50. And we're going to stop there with Golden. Sorry I couldn't get into those auction guys. Sometimes Golden gives me a little bit of a tough time when I try to drill in for the show. I'm not sure why. Probably a user error thing. Probably my error thing. Okay. In previewing for this, I looked at this Victor Wembanyama and thought I got to take a few minutes to talk about that card. I have to. Mahomes out of 25 is a big deal card. Wow, look at this SGA. This is a big deal card right here. The first, or 2013 Kaboom LeBron James. All right. Oh, look at this Timmy. This is interesting. This is sideways. Or up. Let's take a close look at that one. Okay, we'll stop there for alt. Okay, so we've got 3 cards we're going to look at. All right, so the number 1 card that we have to look at is going to be one of my cards of the week that I definitely spend the most time talking about. So the case to make for this card is not difficult. 2023 Prism. We have a regular Prism card of Victor Wembanyama that a lot of people spoke sort of negatively about. It's got a backdrop to it, and there's a lot of people who don't feel super positive about it. But here we are in 2025, and the Spurs, I think, are 7-2, 7-3 maybe, and Victor Wembanyama is one of the stories of the league. His dominance is terrifying in terms of like his ability to maybe go win who knows how many championships, and he's an alien. So as we look back at his biggest cards, it's really easy to identify quickly that Prism is the brand that everybody wants, but the main Prism card is not something that everybody loves. Everybody loves this image. It's just a really great, simple, like portrait almost while he's playing. It's an inaction card, but it's simple. It's him. It's that ball that extends out of the card. It like his arm, like he just keeps going, right? He's so big, so long. And in all of that, the most important part is the thing that we haven't said yet, which is this is the black 1 of 1. It's not some shimmer, something or other. It's the straight up 1 of 1. It's, as far as Victor Wembanyama Prism Deca cards go, it's the best card. It's this in the Nebula, and that's it. And I think most people would take this over the Nebula, right? Because black came first in the higher. The Nebula didn't begin until about 4 or 5 years after the blacks began. So the thing that you have to ask is this question in terms of like how big a card this actually is. It's whether as the years pass that Deca will be respected as a brand. Because if this was, and I'm just going to be straight up with you guys, right? Like I don't get paid by alt to talk about this card. I'm just telling you guys what I think. The black regular Prism Victor Wembanyama, I think, is pretty well into the millions of dollars. I feel reasonably certain it would be a 7-figure card, like maybe several 7 figures, maybe like 2-3 million, maybe more. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty reasonably assured that it's a 7-figure card. If the black is better looking, if the Deca is better looking, if the brand is, if it's ever to be really respected, how does it compare to the main Prism card? Well, right now I'm going to use the word only at 110,000. But I suspect, and I could be wrong, I suspect it's going to fly. here. I really do. This is a huge card. I don't believe it's ever been sold before, but I might be wrong about that. So let's go look. Black Deca Victor 25. You'll remember that I said earlier, yeah, look at that, guys, that I said earlier that the black gold selling was interesting, and it is, because it's a 9 and it's out of 5 and it sold for $38,400. That just sold literally last week. It was in our cards to look at. And then you look back at November of last year when the Shimmer sold, and the Shimmer in a PSA 10 sold for $132,000. The PSA 10 is accretive to the card. That is important to recognize. It is a good thing to the card that it was a PSA 10, and it's helpful in terms of its comparison against this. But I just want to say this definitively. As a collector of this type of card, I would rather have the regular black if it was a PSA 5 than the Shimmer in a PSA 10. The story, this is not comparable to the Shimmer. The Shimmer is not comparable to this. This is a far, 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 far superior card. And I think in general, Wemby's stock today is higher than it was there at the end of 2024. Maybe you disagree with that. Maybe you'd say, well, he was so hot, and at that point he was still playing so well, and it was before the injury, the deep vein thrombosis, I should say. But the way he's come out this year, how dominant he looks like he'll likely be, for this card to be at auction right now, I think is really interesting. And I think you can make the case that other than the main Prism Black 7-figure card and the Nebula Prism from the regular set, which is probably also a 7-figure card, this is probably the best Victor Wembanyama Prism card in existence. I think that's true. I think if you were to ask me what Victor Wembanyama card, Prism card, would you want most, I would say the regular black, even though I like the image here better, even though I like this one because it looks like 2012 Prism and everybody loves 2012 Prism, even though I love 2012 Prism a lot. I think I couldn't put this over the regular one. At least right now I couldn't. I don't think that we'll ever be able to. I don't think we will. But I don't think, would I rather have this or a regular gold? I'd rather have this than the regular gold. I would really like a regular gold, though. That's why I'm pausing. I really love the gold of the regular card. Outside of the regular black and the regular black, or the regular the regular Nebula, I think this has got a good case for being the third best Wemby Prism card in existence. Okay, now that I talked my way through that and took forever, let's move on. Shay, this is really interesting. The checkerboard is not a beloved parallel, but in terms of how iconic it is. But guys, it is a 1-of-1, and it was a 1-of-1 the year before this too. So it's something that Optic did for a while. Shay is the guy. He's the MVP. Might be the MVP again this year. They're just dominant. I love the autograph. It is on card. I love the rated rookies. This is going to be really interesting to watch. I'd way rather have this card than a regular NT, RPA, blah, 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 all that other crap. I like it. I don't know how many 1-of-1s there are out of Optic. I know that there's both autograph and non-autograph versions. There's gold vinyl, there's black, there's checkerboards. There's a lot of different parallels, and that hurts it. But I would do the research, see how many total there are, and see if I could get comfortable with it. This Duncan I wanted to look at because I wanted to look at it in terms of how it's situated in the patch window. It's better than I thought. I thought it was flipped. I thought this would be upside down. So imagine that Alt had made it so that you could see the card the right way, which is horizontal. If you could, you'd see Duncan facing up. The autograph is oriented the right way. The name, everything's oriented the right way. The logo man tag is sideways. But what you do get, because it's sideways, is you do get the every player, every game words. And I kind of like that. All right, let's move to Fanatics Collect. And let's look at their weekly auction. Reminder that the premier auction is up and I am tempted to just go look at it and talk you guys through it for an hour, because that's honestly what I would like to do. There's some absolutely huge cards in the Premier, some huge cards in the Premier that I would love to talk with you guys about. I want to talk about the LeBron. I want to talk about this Steph. I want to talk about this Luka. I want to talk about this Steph. I want to talk about this Kobe. I already talked about this Kobe. I want to talk about this duel, this Green Brady. I want to talk about all that stuff. However, that stuff does not end for over a week. So instead, we're just going to go to the regular weekly auction, where last week we saw tons of 5-figure cards. And we're not going to sort by recommended. We're going to sort by highest price. And when we do that, we're going to see some non-sports, a big Shohei Green, number to 99. We're going to see a Kaboom Messi, that's the PSA 10. The Goodwin's Champions, MJ, notice he's in a Bulls uniform. It was right after this Goodwin Champions became non-licensed. And then one of my favorite cards of the week at Fanatics Collect. I love this KD. In a 9 grade, a lot of these Durants have spent too much time in the light. This is like sort of from the era where it just feels like these autographs just got left in the light a lot. I've owned a copy of this card in the past, and the other thing that I'll tell you is a lot of these patches ended up being swapped out for crazy stitching and stuff. This is like at the very beginning of like mass patch switching. This patch I think looks great. I'm not saying for certain 100% that it's definitely original to the card. I'm not giving you that like Adam authentication, but what I will say is that's not the sort of patch that was usually swapped out for. They swapped out for crazy lettering and stuff like that. This to me sort of passed the smell test is how I would say it. It's also been in this holder for a really long time, 10 years or more. I love that the autograph's been well preserved though. As far as big Durants, it's one of the best ones in existence. A BAMS, not the Slam BAMS, but a BAMS of Michael Jordan at $9,500 right now. A Kobe 2019 Kaboom. Look at this quad right here. Interesting combination. Fuchsia, KD, Tatum, LeBron, Steph. 3 Logoman tags and a really cool patch. There's a lot going on that card, guys. That's crazy to think of that many awesome pieces on the same card. The what is this? I don't know who this is, but I think we've seen this card before. The Michael Jordan Jambalaya from 2006. It's actually a very rare card. Compare the pop numbers on this. In fact, let's just do it real quick. Let's have a quick gem rate moment. I think you guys will like this. So this is 2006. We're going to move it over here next to here. Now check this out. 1990. We're going to compare it to the 1997 numbers. So 1997 Jambalaya Jordan, one of the best known, most popular, most valuable Michael Jordan inserts in existence. There's 183 total graded across all the major graders with crossing and things like that. The number is obviously a lot less, but 183 total. Now you're going to be blown away by this, guys. 2006 Jambalaya Jordan, 52. There's less than 1/3 the total population here. And maybe it's a third, or maybe it's not quite a third when you talk about cards that have been cracked and resubbed, but still, this is a far rarer card than the original Jambalaya Jordan. I don't think a lot of people know that. Dual auto of Luka and Dirk, forever Mavericks in Mavs fans' hearts, and did play a season together here in 2018. So cool they got to do that. You got to love this Peyton Eli dual autograph with inscriptions out of Flawless. Really a fantastic piece. I talked earlier about wanting an SP Game Used Kobe Bryant autographed patch card. This is a Kobe Bryant 2002 SP Game Used autographed jersey card, and it is very, very cool. It's not the card that I was talking about, but it is very, very cool. Another 2002 SP Game Used Kobe Bryant. I bet you that's from the same seller as that one. Betcha. Both of them are in older BGS holders too, which gives me some comfort that that's probably true. Really interesting. We have 2 different Kabooms up this week. We saw earlier at Alt, there was the LeBron 2013. Here's the Steph, both of them PSA 9 grades. Seeing one of those pretty much every week, it feels like right now. And you have to wonder if some people are cashing out, some people are getting a little nervous on Kaboom, or at the same time, they're still selling so high. Maybe, maybe there's just such crazy demand for them. We have Jalen Johnson and Trae Young dual logo man. Oh, wow. Look at this. Showtime. Jabbar and Magic, both signatures, both inscriptions. Trae Young. Wow, this is one of my favorite cards of the week at Fanatics for sure. The Trae Young Prism Gold rookie. Now it's a 7. It's a 7. And Trae Young is not in his most popular moment right now. Check this out, though, guys. I got to show you guys this. Let's have a little card ladder moment here, shall we? Watch this. 2018. Prism Gold. Trae Young. You guys aren't going to believe this. Once upon a time, there was a Trae Young Prism Gold that sold for $180,000. Not just that, though. It is sold for over $100,000 5 times. This wasn't like a one-time thing. Trae Young's Prism Golds were, as high as it gets. So now if we click on date sold, we have to scroll down for a second to find the last time that one actually sold. Looks like another one hasn't sold in 2015. How about that? You've got to go all the way back. Is this one right here? Or is this like something else? Now, I'm not so sure here. The image here is unfortunately not very good. I think it is a real Prism Gold Trae Young. I'm questioning whether it's like, look at the image. I'm not 100% sure. Let's go back and let's just see if there's that listing's a little bit questionable. Let's see if we can go back and find the last time a major seller sold a Prism Gold Trae Young where we're sure that's really what happened. All right, here we go. Golden 2023, talking about 2.5 years ago, $17,400. You see, it went so high and then came back down so fast, it makes you wonder, what does a PSA 7 do? Like, is this a $5,000 card? Is it a $20,000 card? I have no idea, but I'm interested to see. A PSA 8 of Nolan Ryan's second card. That's a biggie. Another Kobe Eminence card. I love this Jordan. His credentials from 01. This is his last playing days credentials. I love this. There's a light blue one also that is a little bit less rare, but also awesome. Pele autographed rookie, the Aquarella. This is the blue back. Great big Pele auto. As usual, Fanatics Collect just has just an incredible, crazy weekly auction. PSA 6 on this. Huge piece. The graded Tom Brady. Isn't it crazy that there was once a brand called Graded? Pop 1 of 12, really an interesting Kobe insert. It's not the highest level of the insert, but in that grade is very tough. A Kobe autograph from 2017 National Treasures. A faded Michael Jordan Enshrinements autograph. This one's numbered 1 out of 23, but it's faded, and it is going to sell for quite the deal. If you wanted a Michael Jordan autographed exquisite card, you're not going to find many deals better than this one, guys. It's even though that one's faded, that one's going to sell for quite a bit. Seriously, watch that one. I think you'll be surprised. Okay. Oh man, this is a great row right here. One of the most iconic non-sports cards ever, the 1940 Gum Superman card, graded a BGS 2. Then there's this duel with Dwayne and LeBron, and then I love this Kobe. I would argue it's easily the best Kobe insert rookie card. Some people would say it's one of them from Bowman's Best, but I think it's this one. The 96 Z-Force Z-Pete Debut. It's a really tough pull to get anybody in the set, but especially to get Kobe. Now, the card's graded and authentic. We're going to look at it closely and see if we can find anything wrong with it. Oh, and a 1.5 on the Mikan. We're going to look at that one too. It doesn't have any sort of sticker or Fanatics Collect eye appeal sticker. Let's look at why, because from the outside it sure looks to me like it could. Okay, we're on page 3. We're going to just look at 2 cards here. Okay, this Kobe, graded just as authentic. From the outside, it looks just phenomenal to me. The question, of course, is why is it graded authentic? Now, remember, whenever you have a card graded authentic, gosh, their technology is so much better than some of the competition. Look at this. Look how well you can see the card when we really zoom in. You can see that there's some stuff that certainly makes it not mint. You can see you can also see that the card, actually, let me scroll out here. Okay, so the question, I've interrupted myself a couple times. See how this says authentic? What we don't know is why it says authentic. There's a few different reasons. One is that the person who sent it in said, don't put the grade, the numeric grade on the card. Another is the card has something that is sort of wrong with it, like it's cut short, where PSA says, we're not willing to grade this card with a numeric grade. Or the other reason is they said, hey, only grade this as a numeric grade if it grades an 8 or higher. Now, looking at it, and I've never looked at this card really in depth like this close, but see this line, right? There's a couple lines up here. I don't know if it's on the case, but it looks to me like it's probably on the card. There's this line here, and then these lines in here. I think that's a thing. I also think the corners aren't great. They're fine, except for this one down here. So that's a problem. It's also normal, right? There's also some scratches, but I'm not sure if it's on the case or on the card. There's that there. And then I want to look at the back. By the way, there's nothing I've seen so far that would make me think I wouldn't want this in my collection. Like, I just love this card. I love this card so much. Zpeat Zabu. Yeah, I love that piece. Go look at the odds on it. It's a tough card, and getting it in authentic holder is cool because you don't have to pay for the grade. And then the Mikan. So why doesn't this have eye appeal? Like, this just looks great for a 1.5. I realize it's not perfect, but like, if we come in here, we zoom in. I just think for a 1.5, this is a really nice card. I get that the centering is not perfect, but it's just fantastic to me. Back has some more issues. That crease shows through in the back. I didn't see it so much on the front. It's certainly there, but it's lighter here. See, I think for a 1.5, that's a really nice copy. I do, at least above average. So that's what I think. What do I know? Fanatics is the experts on that. So, and then we'll leave Fanatics now, and we will move over to Card Hobby, where we will click on Shop by Category. We'll hit All. And when we do that, we go to All Listings. We're going to do Auction. And we're going to click on Highest Price. And when we do that, we're going to just go through the first page. Steph, Messi, Steph Clay duel. I love stuff like this Steph and Clay duel. We're going to highlight that one for a sec. Just flawless all around though right here now, guys. Flawless Steph, another flawless Steph. These two are interesting to compare. I would wonder, in fact, we'll do a fun little would you rather between those two cards. Really like this SGA though. That's awesome. A Dirk flawless Logoman. Another big Steph. This is the Star Swatch signatures. We have to look at this Jeremy Lin because it is one of the coolest cards ever. And friends send that to me this week. And so I'm seeing it live here now. The same dual Showtime Magic Kareem that we saw actually in another auction at the same time. Dante DiVincenzo. Is this what I think it is? Is that his rookie? What year was Dante a rookie? I don't know anymore. My brain is broken. The same year as Grayson Allen was a rookie. That might not be a rookie card. Sorry, I was checking myself mentally there for a second. Really nice Eminence SGA. Ton of really nice Kobe's. Scottie Pippen that ends tonight. That'll be a really interesting one to watch. And we got to look at this Vince Carter T-Mac duel. Then we got to end this thing. I'm taking too long. So go back and look at historically all of the Clay Steph dual autographs, and one really interesting thing you're going to find, there's very few of them. Very few of these two. To see one out of 1-in-1 like this, a real premier brand, is very cool. And you can see on the card on the side, the card's numbered out of 20. That is a cool piece. If I was a big Dubs fan, that would be one that I'd be really interested in. Okay, so I want to do a would you rather with you guys real fast. So this card numbered to 25, this card numbered to 15. So this is the rarer card, and it has a better patch. 3-color, a lot more going on. 2-color, a lot less going on. The autographs are reasonably similar. There's nothing that really, I guess this one's a little longer, extends down into the card a little bit further, but similar. The question is, with both of them still in their original holders, which one would you rather have? And because they're priced about the same, I'm just going to tell you right now, and this is where maybe I'm different than the average person in the hobby, but to me, this right here is like 1,000 times better card. This card with its hollow foil throughout, as opposed to the red still foil, like more static foil, which is still cool. Like this is just an amazing, beautiful card. I think this is so much nicer than this is, and I wonder if the price will reflect that. If you follow it for me and then comment, I would love to hear, because I'm probably not going to remember to do it. But I think that this is far nicer. Far, far nicer. So I had a friend send this to me, and he said, this is the nicest Raptors Eminence card ever made. And it's going to be hard to disagree with that. I can't zoom in, but we're talking about an NBA Finals jersey of Jeremy Lin with the autograph, and the card's numbered 1/1. This is one of the nicest Eminence cards I've ever seen. This is one of the nicest Logoman cards I've ever seen. This is one of the nicest Jeremy Lin cards I've ever seen. The only thing that has going against it's not playing days, but everything else about it's just phenomenal. Okay, Dante. I was sort of asking in my mind, is he a rookie? Is he a rookie? Is he a rookie? He was not a rookie. You look at the back of the card right now, and you can see that it's game worn. He'd been in the league for a couple of years. He's a critically important player on a team who's about to go try to contend for a championship. And so he's got a real good NBA history to him at this point. Now, is he a future Hall of Famer like we talked about with Drew last week? He's not, and it's not a rookie, but it is a really cool piece, and people love Logoman autographs, guys. Oh boy, do people love Logoman autographs. Speaking of Logoman, first year Eminence did not create real Logoman cards for their product, and it was so disappointing because it was easily the highest end product ever. The only kind of Logoman that they had were these precious metal Logoman. They made 10 silver Logoman with 1 ounce of silver, and then they made 1 gold Logoman with 1 ounce of gold, like a legit ounce of gold. Scottie Pippen only has 1 of those. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before. That's this card. It's still in its original holder. It looks exactly like you want to. I had the Bill Russell of this for a long time. It is quite the set. You feel like you really have something substantive in your hand when you've got it. I want to check Card Ladder on this one real quick, because I just want to know if it's ever sold before. It's not coming into my mind. It probably should. I had a really key other Eminence Pippen, and so it wouldn't be shocking to me if I had not remembered it. In fact, if we click price, we will certainly see my card toward the top. So actually, this card was mine too. I think I'm the buyer there. And then this card right here, I sold. And you can see actually both of these. Wait a second. Why is it up twice? I'm this sell, and then somebody else sold it later. That's interesting. Well, anyway, then you've got these other ones. But you know what we don't see here? We don't see the gold Logoman. The gold Logoman has never sold publicly before. Now, I would just tell you, I think that all of these are better. No, I don't like this card as much as I like the gold Logoman. I like the gold Logoman better than that other gold. Where am I? I'm all over the place here. Let's get out of this, and out of this, and out of this, and out of this. I like this gold Logoman better than oh dear, what's going on? There we go. We're back. I like the gold Logoman better than I like this card. I like the autograph patches more, but it is a legit ounce of gold. What's a gold ounce worth right now? I mean, that's a valuable thing. And then the last card I wanted to look at with you guys, I just love this card. I've always loved this. The duel of T-Mac and Vince Carter. Dual acetate out of Immaculate, two of the great looking autographs of the era. Guys, it's an amazing week. Thank you for joining again. Really excited to see what some of this stuff sells for, especially that Walter Payton autograph we were looking at earlier. Hope you guys have a great week. And until next time, happy collecting.